Hey guys, so I'm looking for this picture in my old high school scrapbook of Ricky Smiley. That's a really funny story, is how I met Ricky Smiley, if you know who he is. But I was just wondering, was anybody else this crafty when they were in high school? This is about as much as I did. Was in a lot of clubs and things. But anyways, I went searching too and found a picture of that sweater I wanted to recreate with that yarn I found it Tuesday morning. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. Let's see. Here it is. This is the yarn. This is the sweater. Now, I'm going to have to make it bigger. Of course, around here it's going to flare out. But I really love that look. Look at that. The camera's so terrible. Look at that. Look at the red eye. That's hilarious. Yeah, but anyways, let me know in the comments below if you were that crafty when you were in high school too, or if you're in high school now, like, are you that crafty now? Let me know in the comments. I was so tickled when I found that picture in the scrapbook. It's been a long time, and it's just like that when you really like something, right? So I'm so glad that I found the yarn that I did at Tuesday morning to make another sleeveless turtleneck. But before we get into all of that, hello, if you're new here to my channel, my name is Marquita, so welcome in, welcome in. If you are a returning subscriber or just a returning viewer, thank you so much for visiting me again, and I hope you like this video as well. What I was going to say is, I left the ball band across the room, so I put all the specifics over here for the yarn that I used that I found at Tuesday morning to recreate my sleeveless turtleneck sweater from the picture that you saw, and it is turning out very nicely. Now this yarn is a superwash yarn. I do remember that. And I am using a Clover, here it is, sorry, I'm using a Clover G hook, and this is where we are. So I've gotten one panel done, and this will be the front panel, and all I'm going to do is make a second panel, leave room for the arm, room for the neck. When I seam them together, that's when I'm going to leave the room. I've been thinking about putting a slip stitch border at the bottom, but I'm not so sure if I want to do that. or not. Now, this is a superwash yarn, a superwash wool. It's not merino, but because it's superwash, it's not scratching, it doesn't irritate me, and I have slight wool allergy, alpaca allergy. I mean, even the littlest bit of alpaca, I can feel it, and it's like it kind of pokes and burns, all the allergy reaction. But it's not a serious reaction. So sometimes, and I guess like considering this wool, because it's superwash, it doesn't bother me. So, and I've put it up against my skin several times. I don't feel like it's not like extra prickly. My skin doesn't burn after it touches it. So I decided to go with, I love this texture. I decided to go with a half double crochet and a double crochet to create this kind of, I wouldn't call it ribbing in this instance. I wanted to call it texture. It could probably be called ribbing, I don't know, but I wanted to create this texture because I found when I wear shorter tops, the more texture that I have, because my upper portion is so much smaller than my bottom portion, I'm really bottom heavy, it evens me out. So having more texture at the top from being such a smaller, because I'm not small, a smaller build, will even out my look, and my torso is really short. So it really evens out my look and makes me not look so short up top, and so much, not like a good wide, like a good wide in the sense of proportion is what I mean. You just kind of have to see me in person to see what I mean. Like you can tell the difference when there isn't as much texture, and it just makes it look, I don't know, just more square. That's what I mean. More square when I don't have a square shaped body. It's more like a pear. But anyways, this gives me the texture that I need. I really, really like it, and I don't think that I'll use the same pattern around my neck. It will probably just be a simple, well, maybe I will, but a simple double crochet for the turtleneck portion. But I'm loving it. I love this color, and this is the front panel. It's finished, and this is where I am on the second panel. And I'm using a progress keeper from Flower Garden Yarns that that came with another yarn that I bought from her. But I like this, and yes, it's I can tell it's gonna keep the cold out. And the weather here in Alabama in the winter is just different. Now I have a few acquisitions that I want to talk about. We Crochet, of course, everybody, like all businesses just about, had a Black Friday sale, and some a bit earlier. So this came a bit earlier than the Black Friday sale, and I finally tried the Brava bulky weight for the first time. I never tried Brava ever, and I really like it. And if you have visited my channel before, you know that I am partial to Joann's Big Twist because it's normally such a soft acrylic. Even though I don't wear a whole lot of acrylic because my skin doesn't breathe very easily in it, it's a very, very soft acrylic that has great definition. Well, Brava does too. It's 100% acrylic. This particular bulky weight has 136 yards. And the reason that I purchased it, because I try not to purchase anything without a purpose, was to make my daughter her request of fingerless gloves. And she let me borrow these to show you guys. She loves them, and they are exactly what she wanted. I'm very glad that she's happy with it. She really likes what's called goblin core and college core, so she likes lots of browns and greens, and she wanted the texture of the thickness. Now, I'm just recently, I think you can see that kind of halo effect here, I am just now recently starting to appreciate the halo of certain yarns. Before, I didn't like that rubbed, rugged kind of look that had such a used look, but I'm realizing when you're working with mohair or yarn that has more of that halo effect, it gives it more of a warm, cozy look. And so I think that's why she particularly likes it so much. Now, I'm a fan of the Brava because I really, really like the stitch definition. Very nice stitch definition. And I did go by the recommended hook size of a KM, but considering what, no, I didn't. I went down. I used an L. Let's see. No, I used the J. I don't know my alphabet. I used the J hook. I went down, and it still wasn't as tight particularly as I want it to be for the fingerless gloves, but I do think that that is a good recommended hook size. I really do. But she likes it, and I had bought two, and it's enough left over. Oh, listen, y'all, you can like barely hear anything. So when you squish it, like to me, when you squish it, you don't really hear much. It's quiet. That is an indication of just how soft it is. This is such a soft yarn, and I can compare it to, if you're familiar with Big Twist not Arcadia. Is it Arcadia or Arcade? But it's one of their newest yarns that came out with the freelance yarn. It's very similar in that squishiness, but I think it's even softer. It's softer. The stitch definition is just, it is more like the freelance, the look of it, that freelance yarn, but the stitch definition is just really nice. It has a very tight weave, and it has a nice springiness to it. I'm really enjoying this. She's probably going to want some leg warmers to go with it. Maybe even maybe not a beanie, but ear warmers too. So I might have some more to share with you with that. So that's one of my finished objects from one of my newer purchases. And I also had to get it, y'all, the Billow yarn when Norris Knits recommended it as a substitute to wool, and she's right. It is very soft. It's 100% cotton. It has a recommended crochet hook size of a K to M because it is a bulky weight. This is the color Ash. It's 120 yards, 100 grams. And the needle, recommended needle size is a 10 to an 11. And it almost feels like Pima cotton. Like it's so smooth. It almost feels as soft as Pima cotton. Now I can hear it. It's a bit louder than the Pima, but it's very soft, very smooth. And I was a bit worried. That the stitch definition wouldn't be great, because to me sometimes cottons don't have the best stitch definition, and I thought too it would have more of that worn halo look, but it doesn't either. It has a very nice twist. It's not too tight of a twist, but you know, most cottons don't. And it looks like it's several plies? Or is it two roving? I think it's a 2-strand, kind of a roving. But I really like it. Now, the purpose in this purchase is to replace a infinity cowl that I lost when we had a leak in a downstairs bathroom, and the downstairs bathroom was next to the coat closet, and I had all of my crochet stacked up on the top shelf, so I lost a lot of items. And because the weather is so crazy in here in Alabama, you don't always need like a coat when you go out, even sometimes in the winter, but you do need layers. And so I needed this gray kind of neutral color to go with some of my my wardrobe to replace, so that I can be properly dressed and not have that aching, like bone chilling cold. And I guess it's because of the humidity here, I don't know. But this was one to replace that one that was previously damaged. And yes, I washed it on high, and I think it was an acrylic, but it didn't work out. It looked terrible after I washed it. So that's one that I lost. And here, this is an acquisition from Premier Yarns. The name is Rossetti Yarns. Is this the Cinema collection? Cinema? There you go. The Cinema collection. Now, I purchased it from Premier, but it is actually from one of my other favorite brands of yarn, Universal Yarns. It is a 5 bulky weights. It's 100 grams, 106 yards, 70% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and 5% cashmere. Now, I'm going to take this ball band off so you can hear the squish. It's almost silent. This is such a nice yarn. And I have plans for it to replace something that I lost. I waited and waited and waited, and I wanted so much of this yarn, but I only got 4. I got 2 billows, 2 bravas from We Crochet, and 4 from Premier Yarn. Oh, I love Universal Yarn so much. And it seems like I use these two interchangeably, Premier, Universal. I'm not sure exactly what arrangement they have worked out, but they're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful yarns. This is extremely soft. You can feel the cashmere in it. Cashmere is so soft and so smooth. The recommended hook size is a J or K, and the recommended needle size is a 9 to a 10, a 9 to a 10.5. Y'all, this feels very luxurious. And this colorway is called Tar. It's color 405. Tar. Did I say the color of the billow? This color is ash. I'm not sure if I said it. This is ash. And it is coming up true to color. And the Brava is sienna. Sorry about that. I know I didn't tell y'all this one. It's a sienna. And some things that I have made are some more stitch markers. Now I absolutely adore gemstones, and all of these except one was purchased from Joanne. So look at that rainbow quartz. So this is rainbow quartz, rose quartz, selenite, and this is a little quartz shard, crystal shard with some titanium, and that's why you're getting that rainbow reflection. I adore gemstones. They always put me in such a great mood because of the colors. They make me so happy. And I wear colors, and I made this one too, and I wear colors that make me feel happy. So this is it was just a simple, I don't know what YouTube tutorial I watched on how to make a sweater, but it's just a very basic top-down sweater that I made, and then I chose to do front and back posts to make a ribbing here and just double crochet. And this was Lion Brand's Wool Ease DK, and I can't remember the color, but it's a romantic type color like I like it. And these are all the colors that are in it. Yep. But I made it like I finished it right before COVID, or I finished the weekend the children were told not to come back to school that Monday. So yeah, this would actually be my first COVID sweater. And this one, these stones were also purchased at Joanne. This is a cracked quartz, I think it's called, and at the top is the selenite. And I want to say this is an agate. I think the very bottom is an agate, and I like that they look like little planets. Isn't that beautiful? And this one looks like a moon. Love it. And this one is turquoise, the agate, and red jasper. Let's see if you can see it better on this side. And then selenite at the very bottom. So I really like these. They're not, I think this is the true to color here. Yes, I have to hold it a little bit away for you to see it, but I really love those. So those are my acquisitions, and one whip, and another whip that I want to show you, and then I'll show you guys a finished object, because I have had a commission. I'm still working on one that's still too big to show on camera, well, for me, because it's several pieces to make one. But this also is one of my whips. It's my pumpkin cheesecake blanket. It's growing. So we left off, let's see, where's my girl? We left off here with this lovely stitch marker by Whitney Marie Anderson. And we have really grown. And now I am using a progress keeper by Little Bitty Delights. And sometimes I accidentally say Itty Bitty Delights. Sorry about that. But it is a clay. Both of them are clay stitch markers. And I also use stitch markers because I will forget. This is also an Itty Bitty Delights stitch marker of a pumpkin spice latte. But I also use stitch markers by Crochet Creations to help me remember which hook size to use. So for the baubles, I'm using a G, and I explained in my last video that I'm using a very large hook size, in my opinion, to make this blanket because it is acrylic and my skin really won't breathe in it for me to be comfortable. And so I think it's a K. I think I'm using a K. Yes. A K hook. Also by Kay's Crochet Creations, which she no longer makes, but you can request them on her Instagram. You can contact her for that. So this is just way too large at this point to fit into the camera. I have a whole nother pound of love to go. So this is the Lion Brand Pound of Love and Pumpkin Spice, and this is a Joanne, Hobby Lobby cotton for the cheesecake, in the cheesecake pumpkin. This is really pretty. Thank you so much for all of your votes on it being a blanket instead of a cardigan. I think it would have been cute as a cardigan. Sorry for the shaking, but ooh, sorry. But I agree, it's going to be adorable as a blanket as well. I didn't remember until editing that there was one more finished object that I had. Well, actually, three, actually. And that would be the Tutti Frutti beanie and matching crochet booties. The order came this week. That's right, the order came this week, and I completed it just the other day and delivered it to the patron, I guess you could say the client, and she really liked it for her grandson, and I'm really happy with it. I love, love, love her color choices, which made it even more fun to make. So, once again, if you're interested in the Tutti Frutti beanie, it is a paid-for pattern that you can find on Etsy. So, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is that I want to have a giveaway, and it is several of my favorite things, and I will insert a clip shortly on what they are. For this giveaway, I'm going to share some of my favorite teas that you see here. If you are a subscriber or have watched quite a few of my videos, you know that these are my favorite brands. I also love chocolate, and I included some here, as well as a faux palm and yarns from Buxom Cat Knits, yarn from Paper Crane Yarns, and Universal Yarn. One of my favorites, you guys know these are my favorites. Now, Paper Crane Yarns, it's new to you, but I also included pom-pom maker, crochet hook, and knitting needles. Plymouth yarn, it's 100% wool, as well as some tags and an exact copy of the 10-1 that you'll see in some of my videos. I love tea, you guys. So I hope that you like these prizes and decide to enter the giveaway. So, if you have liked what you've seen in this giveaway, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave in the comment section below just a very short version of your fiber story. How did you learn to knit, weave, crochet, spin, whatever your dye, whichever one you'd like to pick to talk about? Just give me a line, because I really, really have gotten to know quite a few of you, and I really enjoyed meeting quite a few of you, especially connecting on Instagram. You guys are great. You're such great fiber friends, and I love to share. So if you would like to participate in the giveaway, please leave in the comment section below just a very short version, unless you'd like to elaborate, of your fiber story. And that's how you will enter this giveaway. This giveaway is not in association with YouTube or any other social media, including Instagram, and all items were purchased with my own money. The rules are that you must be a U.S. resident to participate, and I do hope in the future that I will be able to share giveaways monetarily with international subscribers. That's what I'm looking more into. Also, if you would ever like to contribute to the giveaways, please contact me via email or on Instagram to do that. Any donation would be great. And let's see, that's all of the rules. And like this video, and please share with your friends, only if you would think they would be interested in my channel, not just the giveaway, but actually interested in my channel. But that's all that I have to share with you today. I want to make double sure. But thanks again. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you guys. I really, really enjoyed getting to know you. But thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for being a subscriber if you are subscribed. And I hope to see you very soon in the next one. Be sure to take care of yourselves out there, okay? And be safe. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.